Here we go. These are the records that I want to code with you. Let's start with record number 19, RC Daycare. Now, be sure that you note that it has a note to you, changed its name from Rainbow Connection Daycare. So this company used to be known as Rainbow Connection Daycare, and now they have become known, changed their name to RC Daycare. So RC Daycare is the original name or filing segment right now, and that's what we're going to code. That's what they're called by. However, we're going to do a cross-reference here of the old name, Rainbow Connection Daycare, and I'll show you that in just a second. So the first thing we've identified is this is a business name. The filing segment is RC Daycare. So let's first come in here and put our slashes in between the units, and then we will underline the key unit, RC, and we will put numbers above the other units. And that's going to be 2 above day, that's the second unit, and 3 above care. Now, let's rewrite it in correct coded order in the upper left-hand corner. RC, day, care. Again, we're going to underline RC, and we're going to add the 2 for unit 2 above day, and the 3 for unit 3 above care. Now, this one is correctly coded. This is the original record, and this is going to be filed under RC Daycare. However, we're going to cross-reference Rainbow Connection Daycare. The point about that is that if somebody comes looking for the information for Rainbow Connection Daycare, we want them to be able to find something so that they know where to go if this is not the correct name, where to go to find the information. So we're going to create a cross-reference for, now let's see if I can't get rid of that. Cross-reference for, let me go over here, see if I can do that. No, let's see. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll fix that in a second. So I'm going to cross-reference Rainbow Connection Daycare. At this point, my key unit is Rainbow. Connection is unit 2. Day is unit 3. And care is unit 4. Now I'm going to rewrite in correct coded order in the upper left-hand corner of this record, Rainbow Connection Daycare, and I will code it again. The reason for this rewriting and getting it in the upper left-hand corner is because it becomes easier to put in alphabetical order when we're trying to do that with numbers or with more cards. If we've got them all written in the very upper left-hand corner, we can compare them more easily. Let me move this back up here. Now, the point is that the information is not going to be found, however, under Rainbow Connection Daycare. So we've got to put our C in here and then tell folks where to go to find the information for this company. And it is RC Daycare. And then we're going to give it a number. The number is the original record number, 19, but we're going to put an X behind it. So 19X becomes the cross-reference record number. That was, this record is representative of cross-referencing rule number 6 from your reading. Let's go to the next one. This is Taylor and Randall Brokers. This record is an example of cross-referencing rule number 1, which is compound business names. By compound, what we mean is that there is more than one name in this business name. So the original record is known as Taylor and Randall Brokers. However, this Randall in there, if somebody came to you and asked for the information on Randall Brokers, unless you have Randall as a key unit, you're not going to be able to find Taylor and Randall Brokers. So we're going to do a cross-reference here of this second name in the original business name so that we can find this record if somebody asks for it by the one name Randall Brokers. Okay, so let's first, this is a business name, so we're going to code it, or we're going to first put our slashes in between, and then we're going to underline Taylor. We know that we're eventually going to spell out this symbol, but it still is unit 2, and then here's unit 3 and unit 4. Now let's rewrite in correct coded order. Now spell that symbol out. Taylor and Randall Brokers. We're going to underline the Taylor, the key unit. We will add unit 2, unit 3, and unit 4. Now this one is the original record and it is coded correctly. Now, however, let's come over and add the cross-reference. So I'm going to cross-reference Randall and Taylor Brokers. Now what I've done here is simply reverse the order of these two names. That's all I've reversed. I haven't moved the and or the brokers. I've simply changed the order of Taylor and Randall. Now let's code it so that Randall is the key unit, and then and stays unit 2, Taylor becomes unit 3, and brokers becomes unit 4. Now this is not where the information for this company is going to be stored, however. It's going to be stored under Taylor and Brokers. So let's get our C in here and then write where folks go to find the information for this customer. So it is Taylor and Randall Brokers. And again, I'm going to underline my key unit of the original record or the original filing segment. Randall and Brokers. Now I've got to give the cross-reference a number, so I'm going to give it the number 20, but I'm going to put an X behind it just to denote that it is a cross-reference. Now I am, though, going to rewrite in the upper left-hand corner this, can't talk and chew gum at the same time, this filing segment, so it makes a little bit easier for me to alphabetize when I've got all of the records coded and I'm trying to alphabetize them all. Okay, so this is what your record 20 should look like. Here's the original record and here is the cross-reference. Let's move on to record 21. This is rule number 5, which is titles and suffixes. And this name actually has both. A title comes before a name. So Mr., Mrs., Miss, Doctor, all of those are titles because they come before a name. The suffix is what comes after a name. In this case, a CRM, I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's some sort of official designation for William A. Smith. It could be MD, it could be PhD, EDD, any number of suffixes, but the suffix comes after a person's name. So this entire all of this name with its title, its name, and its suffix is the filing segment. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to code it first by putting our slashes in between each of the units. So it is, let's get that a slash. It's a personal name, so I'm going to add slashes in between each of the units, but then for a personal name, the last name or the surname is my key unit, so I'm going to underline Smith. Then, to put them in coded order, correct coded order, William becomes unit 2. Let me get it up here. And this is an abbreviation, but it's still a unit by itself. So William is unit 2. A, even though it's an initial, is unit 3. Now, what we're going to do next is the title gets coded next, and then the suffix gets coded last. So the title is going to become unit 3, and the suffix is going to become unit 5. Now, when I rewrite it in correct coded order, I'm going to drop all punctuation, Smith, William, A, Mr., CRM. Let me get that down a line so I can, there we go. And now I can underline Smith, and I can number the subsequent units. There's William, A, here's Mr., and here's CRM. Now, there is no reason for this to be cross-referenced. There's not a different name. There's not a change of name or anything. So there will be no cross-reference for record number 21. Let's go to record number 22. This one is going to give an example of a cross-reference number 7, rule number 7, which is a similar name. Let me show this to you. Let's code this first. This is a business, Southwest Music School. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to put my slashes. Let's see. Put that there. Get rid of that one. Southwest Music School, where the first word, it's a business, so the first word is going to become my key unit, South, and then West is going to become key unit, or going to become unit 2, Music, unit 3, and School, unit 4. Now, I'm going to rewrite this in correct coded order, and of course it's already in the correct order, but I'll write it up here to make it easier. Boy, I misspelled that one, didn't I? And then let's get rid of this extra S here. Make it easier to alphabetize later. So again, I will underline South, and I will put West as number 2, Music number 3, and School unit 4. Now, let's look at something. In this name, if I just look at South and West, Southwest can actually be written as one word. This is what we're going to call an example of a similar name. And what I mean by that is Southwest can be written 2 different ways. As it's written here, it's 2 words, but it could also be written as 1 word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross-reference Southwest as 1 word, now I'm not going to cross-reference Music School though, because Southwest, at any time it's written, whether it's written about Southwest Airlines, Southwest Music School, Southwest University. Any way that it's written, it could in fact be written as one word or as two words. So I'm only going to cross-reference the part of this business name that can be written as one word. Now, it's a key unit and it's the only unit, so I'm going to underline it, and then I'm going to rewrite it in the upper left-hand corner and underline it there. Now, this one is not a usual C record. This one is called a C also. C also. Now, this is a very distinctly different cross-reference from C, and you will use this very seldom. So just as a hint, if you find yourself using C also every time you do a cross-reference, you're doing it wrong. You need to go back and change it. C also will only be used when the name can be written in different ways. And we're not talking about the entire name of the business. We're talking about only the part of it that could be written a different way. So Southwest could be written as Southwest, two words. Now, let me take that, because we're going to code it as Southwest, underline it, and now my second unit is unit 2. So, I didn't mean to have that one underlined. Sorry about that. Just trying to be able to show y'all. Okay, so West would be unit 2. So, please look at this carefully. Let's get the number in here. It is 22X because we are cross-referencing from this record number 22. But the point is that we are only cross-referencing that part of the name which can be written two different ways. Can be written, and in this case two, that could be written differently. We'll see more later. But it could be written as two words, but it can also be written as one word. This is a C also record. Now, let's keep going. I'm going to go down to record number 23. Record number 23 is going to be an example of rule number 5, which is titles. It's rule number 5, titles and suffixes, because we've got Mrs. in here as a title, but it's also alternative names, which is cross-referencing rule 3. Mrs. Gladys Uffelman is the name that she gave us under her account. However, she is also known as Mrs. Melvin Uffelman. And because she has two different names or an alternate name, we're going to cross-reference that alternate name, Mrs. Melvin Uffelman. But let's start here. It's a personal name, so we're going to put our slashes in. Oops. Let's see. No, let's try this over again. Okay. Mrs. Gladys Uffelman. So the key unit is Uffelman. We're going to underline that. Her first name is going to be unit 2. So we're going to put a 2 above Gladys. And the Mrs. is unit 3. So we're going to rewrite it in correct coded order. And it becomes Uffelman as the key unit, Gladys, unit 2, and Mrs. as unit 3. Now, the purpose here is to show you another kind of cross-reference. So we're going to do a cross-reference for the alternate name, Mrs. Melvin Uffelman. Now, the point is, though, that, let's get this in here. This is going to be up in the corner. Okay, this is going to be by the alternate name, which is Uffelman, Melvin, Mrs. So Uffelman stays the same key unit, and unit 2 becomes Melvin, and Mrs. becomes unit 3. But this is not where, this is not the original record, it's the alternate name. So we're going to tell folks to see, and we want to send them to the original record, Uffelman, Gladys, Mrs. And notice, please, that I'm dropping all punctuation as I go. So now this Uffelman will be the key unit, and Gladys will be unit 2, and Mrs. will be unit 3. Now, let's rewrite this one, the cross-reference name, in correct coded order at the top of the record. And then we can code it, underline Uffelman, Melvin is our second unit, and Mrs. is unit 3. And this number becomes 23X. So this is an alternate name. Gladys Uffelman is also known as Mrs. Melvin Uffelman. Okay, the next record is record 24. This is rule number 8, organizations and institutions, but it's also rule number 6, articles and particles. So let's look at this one. This is a business, and it's St. John's Community Club. Well, the rules are making a distinction between a business and organizations or institutions. In this case, it's a business, yeah, but it's a club, or it's an organization, or it's an institution of some sort. And really, the only difference is what it's being called, because you're going to code this exactly as you would a business name. There really is no difference in how you're going to code it. Where the difference comes in is when you acknowledge that we have an article beginning this, at the beginning of, or in front of one of the words in the name. So we have St. John's, and notice that it is Saint, S-T period, abbreviated, but then there's a space, and John is written separately. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to combine these two words, St. John's, and of course we're going to drop all punctuation, but St. John's then is going to become the key unit. So I'm not going to put a slash in between St. and John's, because we're going to push those together. I'm going to put a slash after John's and after community. Now I'm going to underline this in the two words, and when you see me rewrite it up above, you'll see what it looks like. But unit 2 is community, unit 3 is club. Now let's rewrite it in correct coded order, and it's going to be Saint, drop the punctuation and push the words together. John, drop the punctuation and push that letter in there. St. John's Community Club. Now, St. John's, I have no spaces and no punctuation. It becomes my key unit, and then community is unit 2, and club is unit 3. This is an article. Particles we'll come across in just a minute. They are They can be in names, in the middle of businesses or personal names. We'll run into those to one of those in another job or later in this job. Just understand that what we're doing is we're putting these two words together. Now, here's a note to you. If you will keep page in your student instruction manual, page 3 in front of you, it has under Rule 6, it gives you a list of particles and articles that will be used in our jobs. So if you see any of these particles and or articles, you know that they're going to be pushed together with the word that follows it to make one unit. And the only articles and or particles you'll find in any of our jobs are those listed on page 3 in your student instruction manual. So just a note, gives you a little bit of a hint on what you're looking for. But this is correctly coded St. John's Community Club, which is an organization. Let's look at number 26. This is an example of a compound business name, Randall and Tibbetts, and we've had one of these before. So let's code this business Randall / in between each of the units, and then the first word is our key unit. That becomes, we underline that, and then the symbol is going to be unit 2. We're going to spell that out in a minute. Tibbetts, unit 3, tax, unit 4, and accounting, unit 5. So if we rewrite that in correct coded order, it becomes Randall and Tibbetts, tax, accounting. Well, blew that. But anyway, we'll get this here. Randall is underlined. I know what I can do. I can backspace and get some of the spaces out of here and make room for accounting up at the top. Yeah, this is not ordinarily how I would do it. Well, it's still not going to make it. Okay, number 26. I'm not going to worry about it. You all know what I've done. Okay, Randall is the key unit, and is unit 2. Tibbetts is unit 3. Tax is unit 4. And accounting is unit 5. Put it there where it can still be seen. However, it's a compound name. What we want to do is to cross-reference this so that Tibbetts is made into a key unit. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to write another filing segment, but this time we're going to write it as Tibbetts. And Randall, tax, accounting. And notice that all I did was to reverse the order of these two names. Everything else stays in the same order. So Tibbetts now becomes the key unit. I'm going to write the unit numbers. And is unit 2, Randall unit 3, tax unit 4, and accounting unit 5. Now, when we rewrite this at the top, Tibbetts and Randall, tax, accounting. And it is Tibbetts and Randall, tax, accounting down here, tax accounting. And this is going to be number 26X. Now, again, the reason we did this is because we want to get that Tibbetts in here as a key unit. But now that's not where the information is kept. So we're going to do C, and we're going to write Randall and Tibbetts to make sure that folks go to where it is, where all of their information is kept. Randall and Tibbetts accounting. So it's a compound name, and we want to do a cross-reference for that part of the name, that second name in there that you don't see easily. So if somebody comes up to you as the records clerk and asks you for the Tibbetts tax accounting information, well, you're not going to know. You'll go to Tibbetts in the T, and you're not going to find it unless we have this cross-reference in here with Tibbetts as a key unit. And then you're going to see, oh, well, it's not under Tibbetts, it's really under Randall, and that's how you can go find the correct information. Okay, next one. This is a new rule or a new category of rules. This is businesses, rule number 7, business names that include numbers. And we've got 360 Dancers Club. So we've got this 360 in here as an actual unit in a business name. So what we're going to do is leave that number where it is. We're not going to change it. We're not going to move it. We're going to go ahead and put our slashes in. And when we code this, that 360, because it's at the beginning of the business, is going to become the key unit. And then we will make Dancers as unit 2 and Club as unit 3. Now, when we rewrite it as in correct coded order, again, we're not changing where that number is. It just simply becomes a number, a unit in this record, and that's okay, because now that we have a guide for numbers, we have a place to put it into our file system. There's no reason for this to have any kind of a cross-reference, but the point is that numbers are not going to be written out. We're going to deal with them as they are written. And there will be various ways that you can come across numbers in business names. And what you want to do is keep this page in your instruction manual, your student instruction manual, close to you and open when you're filing, because it gives multiple, about 6 or 7 or 8 ways in which numbers can be used in names. And you want to be able to identify it as when numbers are used, identify them as units by themselves. So be sure you stay close to that record. Let's do one more. This is AB Associates. And look here, you're given another note, a division of Andrews Inc. Well, what this means is that Andrews Inc. is the big company. AB Associates is a small part of the bigger company. For our purposes, what it means is we're going to do a cross-reference of Andrews Inc. so that we have their name in our system as well. So let's code AB Associates. AB is 2 letters together. There's no space in between them, so we're not going to put a space in there. We're going to code AB as a unit by itself, and in this case, it's the key unit. So Associates becomes unit 2. Then we will rewrite it in correct coded order, and AB remains our key unit. Associates is unit 2. But now let's do a cross-reference of Andrews Inc. you're not going to cross-reference a division of. That's not part of the name. It's explanatory. It explains the relationship between Andrews Inc. and AB Associates. All you're going to cross-reference is Andrews Inc. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start here. Let's get this put back up in the corner. I'm going to start here, and the name is going to be Andrews, drop all punctuation, Inc. Andrews becomes my key unit, and then unit 2 is Inc. But this is not the original filing segment. This is a cross-reference. So we've got to tell folks where to find the original filing segment. And it's going to be AB Associates. And we'll code that, AB, and Associates becomes unit 2. Now let's write in correct coded order at the top the name of this company, of this cross-reference, Andrews Inc., and then we will code it again. Again, this in the upper left-hand corner is to make it easier when you have these individual cards or these records as individual cards. It just makes it easier to hold them and to put them in order. So we have now cross-reference number 31. Let's do one more, record number 35. And here we have, first of all, it's an organization. In this case, it's a religious organization, St. Andrew's Parish. But we also have an article in here, St. Andrews, or Saint, in front of Andrews. So what we're going to do is push these two together, St. Andrews, to make one unit. And of course, we're going to drop all punctuation. But let's go ahead and put our slashes in. And then we're going to mark St. Andrews as one word, one unit. So we'll put the underline across the whole thing, underneath the whole thing. And then it becomes the parish, or parish becomes unit 2. Now let's rewrite this in correct coded order. St. Andrew's Parish. Now notice that I pushed the two together. I didn't mean to capitalize that. I pushed the two together and dropped all punctuation. So I have St. Andrews. St. Andrews becomes my key unit. I'm going to underline it, and then parish becomes unit 2. Now, let me tell you what I do here. I keep the letters capitalized, the S for Saint and the A for Andrews, when I push them together, simply because it makes it easier to see that that was two different words that we have pushed together. Okay, those are the rules that are explained in your instruction manual for Job 2. Give me a call if you have any questions. Let me know what else I can answer for you. I will do another video on how to put these in your report sheet.